Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Rodón throws a no-hitter. The Brewers and the Cubs got beef, and Trevor tried out for Tampa. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you very much for tuning in today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. Trevor, coming to us from, are you still in Florida?
I am still in Florida, James.
And producer Bug Dude, the P Festival, producing in the corner. Yeah, it's on Wikipedia. Jake and BBD both have nicknames on Wikipedia now. Jake is Jake No Pecker Storielli. And BBD is David P. Festival Mendelson. So that happened while you were gone, Trev. How you doing out there in Tampa?
I'm doing great. Enjoying my time here. I'm happy to be back on the show. I'm sorry I missed last episode. Everyone was tweeting at me, not Facebooking me. We don't mess with that right now. But that's a little inside joke. Things are good. Hilarious. Things are good right now. I'm excited to talk some baseball.
I do enjoy talking baseball. Jake, how are you?
Early in the evening, just round supper time. Copyright. Snagged. Episode's done.
Oh, no.
I'm good. I've got two things I need to clear up. Three things. Two things.
The first thing is that it's actually three.
Yes.
And the second is?
Trevor. The picture of you and your beautiful family with Raymond. I need to explain this to you because you think I'm going to say something weird or gross or something. I'm not there.
It's your new Twitter picture.
Trev, you know when people go to an art museum and they say something just speaks to them? Like they feel that, like the emotion in the painting or whatever it tells them. Raymond in that picture is how I feel just in life. It's you, your beautiful family, and there's Raymond with a big old smile on, but looks like a goddamn alien.
So Jake thinks that if you were to take this picture with him, it wouldn't look much different.
It's the same picture. It's the same picture.
So when he has this as his profile picture on Twitter, it's because he's Raymond, the Rays mascot.
I am Raymond.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I could see. I get the comparison. I thought you were going to go a completely different way with that. I'm glad you went that way.
Yeah.
You actually texted me something really nice last night.
Yeah.
You want me to share that with you?
You can. I was really crossfaded last night.
Yeah, you were. It was about 1:00 in the morning. And Jake said, I'm really jealous of your happiness. And I thought that was a huge compliment. I'm like, you know what? I am happy. Thank you for pointing that out. You shouldn't be jealous of it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think
I'm in the pursuit of it.
Oh.
I'm in the pursuit of it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You're pursuing it. I'm a little bit older.
Yeah.
BBD, are you happy?
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, loaded question.
Happiest I can be.
Okay. We'll take that. The second thing I'd like to clear up really quick is last episode, a lot of the comments were, Jake, how high are you? Jake, you look like you're on the moon. And everyone is very right. Because
you weren't high.
I was not high.
Yeah.
Everyone was so right to comment that. Because, it was midweek. We're in a little malaise. We built up to get going. The problem was I had hurt my neck again. So I was doing this, drifty,
You were stiff. I mean, at one point I was talking to Jake. I don't know what show that was on. And it was like I was talking to a mannequin because you were eye-fucking the camera.
Well, no,
Jim,
it's the opposite of what you're saying right now. I was moving all over. I had Ozzy Osbourne. I was just floating and drifting throughout the camera shot. So was not high, a little bit of neck pain, a little midweek.
We were very loopy in the office before we started the show.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if when we started, all right, let's tone down the silliness because no one's going to understand it. And I did the intro, and then Jake just went right to the state of being that we were at beforehand. So I rewatched it last night because I was like, everyone's saying Jake's high. I need to see what this is all about. And then I watched the intro, and I was like, oh, yeah. That's how we were acting in the office. Because we take these Polaroids We take Polaroid pictures for Sam for Patreon. Speaking of this episode, our most newest Patreons, we got Freddie Luna, Daniel Goris, Speedy Gonzalez. Wow, finally nabbed him. Justiniano. Is this one word? I feel like this is a joke. Justiniano. Matt Hoke and Taryn Rasmussen. So we do like these photo shoots with Sam, and basically, because every patron gets a one-of-one Polaroid photo of us that we sign, and they get it's authenticated. It's authenticated. It's pretty funny.
One of one.
And we always get in a pretty silly mood when we do that because we're just like models.
Yeah.
And then we brought it to the show. So good clarifications to open up, Jake.
Thank you.
So wait, you were not high?
I was not high. Sober as a bug.
The only show we do high is John Moore and Jake Radio.
Ad.
And watching.
Ad.
And
Ads.
those are the only two.
I'm not going to say what shows I do or do not do high. How about that?
I respect that.
Respect that.
Really respect that.
Did they welcome you? Did you see any players down in Tampa? Did like Kevin Cash invite you into his office and make you play cards with him?
Can you still pick it, Ploof?
That's the thing about COVID. It sucks.
Mm.
You know, typically I'd be able to go down in the clubhouse and do all that fun stuff. But we got to go to the game. I said hi to everybody. I went down to the Rangers bullpen. Unbeknownst to me, my friend Drew Butera, friend of the pod, was on the taxi squad there. So he was in the bullpen. I went down, said hi. I gave him a hug.
Whoa.
I gave him a hug.
Protocol.
Saw him. I saw T. Hunge. I saw Gibby. And then as I was leaving, because I'm a professional and a veteran, I walked down to the Rays dugout. I literally did this. I walked down right next to the Rays dugout.
John Jaso. You did John Jaso.
You're John Jaso.
Yeah, but dude, that picture. Holy shit. And I think I may or may not have gotten high with John Jaso before, just FYI.
I mean, he's kind of like you get high when you talk to him guy.
Kind of.
Not a lot of options.
Yeah.
I won't say who else was there, but I walked down to the dugout and I said, Kevin. And Cash looked at me like he wanted to fight me. You know, sometimes guys come down to the dugout and he's like has to deal with these bums. I was one of those bums. I said hi to him. Motor, our hitting coach, came up and said hi to me. So all in all, a good trip. It was fun to see baseball again. I swear I understand why people get mad at players. The game looks so fucking easy sitting in the stands. I was up there like, dude, I could rake.
Yeah, didn't you text us that?
Tweeted that.
I felt like I saw the ball really well in the stands. So.
You were seeing the ball great.
Yeah.
It's huge. Did they do a tribute video or anything like that?
No, they asked me where I was sitting and what my walk-up song was going to be. So I think they may have had something planned, but I was never in my seat. Like my kids wanted to go walk around. Yeah. We went to see the Rays in the tank, which there are no Rays in the tank right now. I don't understand that.
They died.
COVID.
Home run ball landed in the tank. Too much sticky substance on it. Killed the Rays.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, well, I'll tell my kids that after we're done recording.
Hey, kids, remember there was no stingrays? They died.
They're all dead.
They just all died. No problems. Let's get into the baseball. Jake is taking care of the NL recap today. I'm excited to hear about it. Jake, let us in. What happened?
Baseball! Boys, let's start out.
P Festival is leaving.
Pittsburgh, BBD's got a P. The Pirates, they split two with the Fathers. How about it? Yarr! Darvish pitched well in game one. Scared Plouffe away in BBD already. Joey Musgrove, first start after the no-no. They limit his pitch count. Smart. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run. It gets outpitched by Mr. Anderson. 5.1, 1 earned run. Padres take the 4th game to split the series. Hey, how about those fighting Pirates? Braves. Atlanta Twitter. I see you guys getting hot. The Marlins take 3 out of 4. They take the first 3, 2 of them in 10 innings. Max Fried with another bad appearance. He goes to the IL. He's our friend. We wish him luck and to get better. Ronald Acuña Jr. Everyone's hot in the streets on this guy. Rightfully so, but the Braves got to start winning some games. Brewers, Cubs, get beefy, huh? Willie Contreras getting in the mix. Woodruff, what'd he keep saying?
That's fucked up.
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 Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Cubbies. Our crew off to a hot start. Peralta, we heard about him. We told you about him. He's pitching well. Check that out. Oh, and Daddy told you about Corbin Burns, too. Took the final game against Arrieta 7-0. Cardinals, Nats take 2 out of 3. Ross is also a really good start for them. Zimmerman, Mr. Nat, gets his first home run of the season. Yachty for the Cardinals catches his 2,000th game. Good job, Yadier, my man. The Giants, Trevor's favorite coaching staff, and they are off to a hot start in San Francisco. They take 2 out of 3 from the Reds. The Reds took game 1. He was just being Miley as Wade went 5 shutout. Winker and Votto home runs. Castillo gets knocked around in the second game. Cueto pitches really well again, but he leaves with a little tight lat in the back. Sonny Gray expected to come off the IL and make his season debut this weekend for the Reds. Mets sweep the Phillies. How about this? We were kind of surprised by this one. I think there was a doubleheader in there. We had a game postponed. Villar had a walk-off single. Taijuan Walker, 8 Ks, 1 earned run in 4.1 innings. Strosho with another good start, and Peterson too. You pitch, you win, kids. And the Dodgers sweep the Rockies, and that's obvious. Bauer with a good start. And the Rockies are a bad team, and Dodgers are a great team.
Wow, how about that? A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. The first thing I want to look at is my dumb prop bet of the day yesterday. Will the Rockies at any point have a lead in the game?
I think they did.
Did they?
Because Urias gave up 5 runs.
They did. They scored in the first. So, did I win then? What did the public have, Trev? Might have won, which brings me up to 500 again. Yes, I won. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell
Put
yeah,
you at
Jim.
that, idiots.
Hell yeah, Jim.
Well, yeah, thank you. While you did this, I wrote down some things that I thought were interesting.
Bean Stringfellow.
Because I've done this, and I think while you're going through it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I forget.
Sure.
Number 1, limiting Musgrove's pitches. That was something I touched on last episode, and that I hope they would do because he really pitched more pitches than he ever had before in a single game. Happy to see that the Padres did that, handled it properly. He went 4 innings pitched. How many pitches did he throw?
I think, was it in the 80s or the 70s?
I think 85. Jake and I checked on Wake and Jake yesterday.
It's not that limiting then.
It is. I mean, he's a big boy and built up. We've just been brainwashed by the Yankees and all their hurt pitchers. A lot of pitchers can throw 100 pitches, just not for the New York Yankees.
The NL standings, I said that they may never change last episode, and the Padres are now in 3rd place, and the Giants jumped them and are in 2nd place, so they changed as quickly as they possibly could change. So
Baseball.
That's baseball. Good job by me.
Yep.
And the Brewers' injuries suck. Yelly on the IL. Kane's fight. Is it Kane is the other guy who's fighting something off? That sucks for them. But their pitching's amazing.
Yeah, I think we'll hear about Hura later. He's hurting just on the field. Yeah, man, the Crew's off to a good start. 7-5. They're tied top of the NL Central with Los Reds. Those Reds had that hot start. They're starting to come back to earth a little bit. Dodgers are just a goddamn wagon. Padres, bummer they split 2 with the Pirates. I think they had something else on their mind. Big weekend set with the Doyers, so that'll be fun. And how about the Mets? I mean, they missed that opening weekend, so we kind of, put them in the back of their heads, and then they had some rain stuff going on. 5-3 technically has them on top of the NL East. So early. But good job, the Mets, and Walker and Strosho, man, both those guys have looked good early.
Yeah, I think the National League, if you look at the standings, they're kind of exactly where we thought they would be. The Dodgers are running away with it. Central and East divisions are just an absolute mess. And a couple surprise teams at the top. Some people predicted the Mets to be good. I did not. The Braves are not looking great. And then the Reds have kind of they've tainted their what's the word I'm looking for?
Sound like you were going to say taint.
It's not taint either.
Okay.
They've simmered down a little bit from a hot start, but they're at top of the division with the Brew Crew. I love when divisions are a mess. I can't wait to see in 2 months what we're looking at here. I think it's going to be more of the same.
The Nationals got their stars back. Bell, the guys Bell, Schwarber, who else was it? Were out, right? They got him back last series, really, but Schwarber's now played 4 games. Bell's played 3 games because they were out with the COVID stuff. So the Nats are in the bottom of their division, and I wonder what's the zeitgeist of Washington Nationals baseball fans. I'm curious to go dive into some of those communities and stuff.
Yeah, I know I saw Strasburg. I think Petriello tweeted out, but I think his fastball velo's doing the bad stuff. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, they got to be so frustrated. They, the start last year and then to have basically the same thing happen again this year.
Oh my God!
But also they played the Braves and Dodgers out of the gate. Arguably the 2 best teams in the National League. Maybe not an argument. Padres, where are you?
I didn't realize Corbin's 2 starts.
Yeah, Corbin got knocked around too.
He's given up 15 earned runs in 2 starts.
Not good. Our D-backs got him. So yeah, hey, they lost their games to the Dodgers. I think a lot of teams are going to do that. They got to start winning soon, but they got a big series with the Mets coming up this weekend. Misread it. They're playing the D-backs. So win a couple of those games? I don't know.
Yeah, it just sucks that Juan Soto's not living up to his potential. Only 378 batting average, 465 on base.
Come on, Juan.
With a 1 OPS.
People are watching these games.
And a 181 OPS plus. So you'd like to see those numbers climb up a little bit, but it's
Just
a
a
solid
little.
start for him. Yeah.
On the opposite end of that, our friend Max Fried has been very poor during his first 2 starts. Then he pulls the hammy running to second base. Now that is 2 Harvard Westlake guys that cannot run the bases. Jack Flaherty's famously cannot run the bases, and now Max Fried pulled the hammy after hitting a double, I believe. I texted him. I said, "Are you okay? What's going on?" He was kind of embarrassed about it.
Are you of the opinion that pitchers are athletes, Trev?
These guys are real athletes. I've seen them do athletic things. I'm talking about Fried, Giolito, and Flaherty. But man, I think when you just get in the game and you get that pitcher only mentality, like sometimes that athleticism leaves you, and we've seen it time and time again. Did you guys see the Johnny Cueto swing? Someone put it on Twitter.
I was going to talk about that. I almost made it my award at the end of the show, but then I saw he got hurt. It cracked me up. And, hey, he ended up with a hurt back, so I don't know if it's tied to that at all. I think it was before that. But, I mean, just like the saddest swing you've ever seen, and then it cracked me up. He did just hammered his back leg like, okay, I just got to stay in a little longer, make sure I get my hands through. It's like, Johnny, I don't think that back leg was the problem, Big Daddy. But
I remember, and this is kind of going away here, but who cares? This is what we do on Talkin' Baseball. I watched Homer Bailey when he was in High A. He was about to be called up to Double A. We were in the Florida State League together. This guy was in the cage before a game by himself hitting because he knew in Double A that's when you start to hit for yourself. The DH is no longer like if you played 2 National League teams, the pitchers started to hit. So this guy was like putting in work. Pitchers don't do that shit anymore, and that's why all this stuff happens. And then all these purists that want the pitchers to hit and the strategy and all that bullshit. You just show them the Cueto swing. Like they don't work on it. So why do you want them? There's no strategy there. I don't understand it at all.
last year.
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, pitchers get better. Like
It'd be like arguing to go back to black and white TVs or like typewriters. Like if you would argue for that, that's the same thing you're doing with pitchers hitting.
You love a good typewriter.
Hey, is Jazz Chisholm good? Like,
I do.
Really good.
He's electric.
He's
He
electric.
keeps saying he wants to be a Hall of Famer.
Well, who doesn't?
Well,
I know that, but like normally you don't say that unless you're pretty good. So like I'm kind of.
Can we make a Hall of Fame?
we are.
No, for John Boy Media.
Oh, sure. We're going to have 2 Hall of Fames
I'm
now?
in. I'm in.
Well, I don't know if you're in yet, Trev.
Ooh.
I think I'm on my way.
I had
Dude,
two.
I'm
I had
be-
2 people in my head that I thought would be on the ballot already, and it was Llewellyn and Bubak.
Oh, okay. I see where you're
wow,
going with this.
Yeah, okay.
The fan
You
Hall of
switched up
Fame.
on that.
Well, we can get in there. I just think they're more deserving than us as of now.
You got a label. I think it's a fan Hall of Fame.
I'd like to be able to get in
I'm
there.
already gatekeeping. Are you a
Look at
fan?
A huge fan.
All right, you got a chance.
Okay.
Wait, can
We'll
you
see
guys
when
tell
your
me if
ballot
Jazz
comes around.
Chisholm is good or not?
He's off to a pretty good start.
It's pretty impossible to tell. He hasn't been gone twice through the league, but as of right now,
For his first 10 games, it's really, really good.
his OBP's great. His slugging's really good. When
I'm looking.
when he hits the ball, he hits it hard.
Fairly legit prospect. I mean, the Marlins traded Zach Gallen for him, who Zach Gallen's been really good. And Jeter, this was his guy to go get, so they believe in him.
He hasn't been
He believes in
He
himself.
hasn't been intentionally walked yet, so
Ooh.
that's no one's respected him.
I have him at a 779 Arizona Rookie League, 683 A ball, 842 high A, 761 double A. I want to like Chaz or Jazz.
I don't like Chaz.
Chaz is a good nickname for him, by the way.
Chaz Jism.
Chaz just. I'm sure he's gotten that before. He's gotten that
Yeah.
before.
It's actually Jake's porn star name.
Yeah. Hello.
But I just
Solo only.
Yeah.
He's
I guess
trying.
you got to put it out there. You got to put it out there if you want to.
It's so nice having that noise in the bag whenever I need it.
Yeah.
Good luck, Chaz.
Anyway,
You guys want to go to the AL?
do we miss anything?
No. Jake got it. Jake hammered it.
Cubs Brewers beef. Everyone saw that a little bit.
Oh, the Cubs and Brewers beef. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, don't care either way about any of it, but enjoy it.
What did you think about him saying that's not cool, bro? Or like, nah.
It's fucked up.
He looked like a giant baby.
I loved it.
I loved it. Like I
Loved
liked it, but like his feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
Like he can't stand there in the post game and say like it didn't hurt my feelings. I just don't like it. Like no, dude. Like the ump consoled you.
Wait, did he say it didn't hurt my feelings?
No, but if he wanted to, he can't because it hurt his feelings. He said that's fucked up. Oh, that's
What
fucked
a.
up. He didn't say like "fuck you," like
That's the
he just
thing,
said that.
man.
No, he went serious mode.
I
He
love,
like went like truly like that's fucked up.
I
man."
love genuine emotion,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I liked
and
it.
his was hilarious.
Yeah.
No, man. Like, I'm cool. That's just fucked up.
It's fucked up.
You
man.
know it. I know it.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and then they like Estabrook consoling him. Estabrook's one of the bigger dick umpires going, at least on the field. I don't know his personality with his kids, but or like
have
you
him
know
on.
in his daily life. But
Big Mike.
you know Estabrook, the umpire?
I know him. Yeah. I mean, I
Did
don't
you
know
think
him
that? Did
off
you
the
think
field
it was
as a kid.
odd? Like he like was squeezing his shoulder and massaging him, like a
Dude,
Good
you
Will
know
Hunting
pitch-
scene. Like it's not your fault. It's not your fault. not
Starting
your fault.
pitchers and umpires have this weird relationship. They're always looking at each other. Like they're staring at each other the entire game. There's
That's
a
a
connection
funny
there.
thought
Yeah,
process.
that's actually great, Trevor.
And you know when they look at each other and the guy goes,
Yeah.
like, was it up? Like they have this fucking language.
Up, no, outside. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that moment to me was just so weird. Some Brewers fans got mad at me that I thought it was weird, and I was like, I've never seen it before. So yeah, they got beef. I mean, like, I think it's all fair game in a way. Like, you shouldn't throw. They threw behind the pitcher. I feel like that pitcher on the Cubs got told to throw at him, and he didn't want to, so he just threw behind him.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
There's a lot of weird things. Like Wilson Contreras then said something to him, and they were like, okay.
They were
Like,
fine.
He should be mad at Wilson Contreras because I feel like that was the whole
Wilson
thing.
Contreras said, like, we shouldn't have thrown at you. That is fucked up. We should have thrown at a position player.
That pimp
But
job.
why?
That pimp job and camera angle with Wilson Contreras was dope.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Dope.
But why is a great question, Trev. Why?
Why?
If you want to
That
hit,
is a great question.
if you're gonna like, but I don't think Contreras been thrown at on purpose yet.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
Pitch him
Either.
up in
You
there.
just, but it is bullshit. You can't be pitching him high and in there if you can't control it.
Brault on the Chris Rose rotation laid it out so perfectly. It's just like, yeah, I mean, you know, Riz gets hit because he's all over the plate. Contreras, you just try to pitch him up and in, and guys miss. He like laughed. It's like, sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not trying.
Put the gear on. Put all that gear on. You'll be okay.
You're up.
Shout out Yachty. I feel like we need to just put this out there. 2,000 games for the same team.
Never
been
once
done
caught a
before.
no hitter.
Wow.
Oh, he's
I don't know if that's true. Someone commented that on like as a joke on the YouTube video, like
he has to have.
to Zach Collins. It's like his 15th start ever, and he caught a no-hitter, and then Caratini, like, no-hitters to start ratio is crazy because he's a backup. And then and then McCann last year was backup for the White Sox, and he caught Gio's no-hitter. So someone was like, all these backups catching, and Yachty still never got. I don't know if it was truthful or not, but it was kind of just like it's not a blight on Yachty at all. It's just a funny thing to say.
Damn.
2,000 games behind the dish, man.
Can you start doing the hand clap more? I love when you do that.
That's what I do that on Instagram Live a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm holding the phone in my other hand.
Right.
Jake, you're a little.
Have you ever seen my brother Luke do that?
No.
He can, like, clap.
Clap it.
He just, like, shakes his hand like this, and it makes, like, a clapping noise.
Well, Jake has comically small hands, so.
Comically small.
Yeah.
Trevor, you still addicted to did you try to go live at the Trop? I was on Instagram.
You gotta just go live.
Yeah, I was on Instagram. It said Trevor Plouffe is going live, and I was like, "Oh, this gotta be good." And then it was already gone.
It wasn't good.
Got
It wasn't good. And I was like, "What am I doing? I'm here with my family, like enjoying a baseball game. Like this is stupid." So then I turned it off.
Want to know what's not stupid, Trev? Investing wisely.
Yes.
And this American League recap is brought to you by Fundrise, a company that I know that you'd be interested in, Trev, because you enjoy the stocks.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
They're up.
in 2021, a truly diversified portfolio needs more than the traditional mix of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. You agree or disagree, Trevor?
I agree.
It needs private real estate. Studies have shown that portfolios with an allocation to private real estate generally delivered a better risk-adjusted return with more annual income and lower volatility over the past 2 decades, thanks to its track record of consistent performance through multiple market cycles. With Fundrise, this level of powerful diversification is now available to you. Everyone's getting in on the stock game now.
Stocks.
Fundrise team of real estate professionals carefully vets and actively manages all of their real estate projects. And with their easy-to-use website, you can track your portfolio's performance and watch as properties across the country are acquired, improved, and operated via dynamic asset updates. Fundrise provides access to diversified portfolios of private real estate to all investors with their industry-leading, easy-to-use platform. What's etiquette of stock world, Trev? Am I allowed to ask you right now, like, how's your portfolio looking? Or is that considered a bad, is that like asking a woman her age? Is there etiquette?
No, I don't care. I mean, all portfolios should be looking really great right now. We're in a massive bull run. The Dow's at a record high. Everything's at a record high right now. So get diversified. I mean, you should even sprinkle a little some in some crypto. I know you don't. I know it's risky there, but it's worth it. You want me to get some stock tips right now? Are we talking stocks?
No.
Oh, I can't. I'm not allowed to. I'm not a financial advisor.
Yeah. See for yourself how 130,000 investors have built a better portfolio with private real estate. It takes just a few minutes to get started. Go to fundrise.com/baseball today. It's FUND, fund, RISE, rise.com, like the sunrise, but fundrise /baseball. Fundrise.com/baseball.
Why didn't you ask about my portfolio?
Do you have one? There's no way you have one.
I got a couple things in one of the apps.
What do you have?
You bought $1 of Dogecoin.
$1 of Dogecoin.
You literally $1.
And I bought one Twitter stock
Nice.
because I was like, I'm on there.
Oof.
But Twitter stock is always terrible. I feel like.
Yeah. And I got one stock of silver.
You need the staples.
You need the big ones.
Yeah.
You need the big ones. If anyone wants stock advice, let me know.
Oh.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah.
I see a future for you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, here's what happened in the American League. Are you ready? The Red Sox went to Minnesota and took 3 of 4 from Trev's Twins.
Not the right music for sure. It's a good tune.
That is a good song.
PPPs. TPPs. Here we go.
There it is. The Red Sox went to Minnesota and took 3 of 4 from Trevor's Twinkies. Perez pitched. All the Twins pitchers didn't make it out of the 5th inning. Besides, Pineda, Game 4, gets 7 shutout innings. Doogie put on a display for the Sox. They're pitching pretty well. They had a lot of big innings, a lot of fun. Red Sox are having a lot of fun right now. Not having fun are the Yankees. They lose 2 of 3 to the Blue Jays. They win Cole's start. They lose the next 2 starts. Ryu was nasty for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays they scratched a pitcher. Merriweather, their star reliever, got hurt. That's not fun. Romano also got hurt, another bullpen guy for them. Bichette had 2 home runs, including a walk-off. Rowdy Tellez got his first hit of the season and his first home run. Alejandro Kirk got his first hit and his first home run of the season. Blue Jays having some fun. The Rangers went to the Trop just like Trev and took 3 out of 4 from the Rays. Glasnow and Dunning put on an absolute show in Game 1, and the Rays won 1-0. The Rangers took the next 3 games. Our buddy Yarby and Gibby faced off in Game 2. Gibby had a good outing. Yarby had a bad one. Our other friend of the program, Dahl, had a 2-run double in Game 3. And then Garcia hits a 2-run home run take the lead in the 10th. Rangers win 3 out of 4. Another sweep. The Tigers swept the Astros. Casey Mize had a good start against Greinke. Best start of Casey Mize's young career. Boyd had another great start against the Astros, as did Fulmer, who got moved from the pen to start. A little caveat here. The Astros either all got COVID or all got their shots and got IL. I don't know if there's been an answer if they got COVID or if they got the shots and had... But Bregman, Altuve, Alvarez, Garcia, Maldonado all placed on COVID list. So good job. The Tigers, Astros fans, I don't think are incredibly worried. Angels and Royals played 3 games in Kansas City. Cobb had a basic outing. Same with Singer. Ohtani, 3 hits and 3 RBIs, including a double. That was 119 mile per hour off the bat. Dylan Bundy has a nice outing alongside Duffy. Man, Rodón placed on the 10-day IL with a left groin strain. White Sox and Indians split a 4-game set. Rodón had a no-hitter. If you hadn't heard, that's pretty good. Savali pitched really well. And you know who pitched really poorly? What's his name? Our guy, Plesac. Worst outing of his entire life, he said. And the guy alongside him threw no-hitter. His press conference was sad. Orioles and Mariners play. Mariners took 3 out of 4. Sheffield had a good outing. Gonzalez rebounds from his 2 bad starts. He has a good outing. Harvey goes 4.2 turn pitches. That's the series. That's interesting. Mariners take 3 of 4 from the O's. That's pretty much it. That's what you got. Anything jump out at you guys?
Hey, standings a little bit. Mariners on top of the West right now. How about that? It's kind of funny. Nobody's off to a terrible start. Like the Rays, Yankees, and Orioles all have 5 wins, but everyone in the AL, the only team off to a great start is those Red Sox, who got swept the first series, ran 9 in a row, and then they lose that final game to Trev's Twins. But those guys are hitting.
I did this on the TPP, and it almost became a meme in our comment section where they're like, how many times are Jimmy and Jake going to bring up the 2017 Yankees? I'm bringing them up again because I said that this Red Sox team has a chance to do what that 2017 Yankees team. Expectations are low. No one's counting you out. Everyone's giving you the excuse of a rebuilding year. So even if you don't perform, no one really cares. So you can just go out there and have a fucking party. And I said if the Red Sox get off to a hot April and their schedule allows them to get off to a really hot April and have fun, they may force Heim's hand to not give them time and act now. So I'm monitoring them, how much fun they're having, and like come from behind wins, and you can't count them out. Like the mojo that they've built around this first 10 games, I think will linger. And let's see how long it can linger. The schedule does get tougher, but I'm starting to, see that comparison more and more, which I was interested in looking for from the TPP.
We did some deep diving on the Red Sox, me and Rosie, when we did our IG live. They're just hitting, man. Their pitching's been okay. I think it's probably performed a little bit better than it should have. They're still walking a lot of guys, and I think some of the it's hard for me to get on the train. I know the bats. We knew the lineup was going to be decent, but they're going nuts right now. I got to see it for 2 months. That's what I said. He asked me how long until we say these guys are legit. I get what you're saying. Like, this is a nice little opener for them, and they're going to be confident, and now, they're going to be able to say, hey, we are that team. We can be that team, but I got to see it for 2 months, man.
Well, I agree with you. I agree.
Season, yeah.
I think just 1 month. I think if they
1 month,
if they can, yeah. So again, that 2017 Yankees team, were like a 700 record in April, and then they were 500 in May, June, July, and August. 500, and then they had a like 700 winning record in September, and that got them to the dance, and then they had a ton of fun. So this is their hot streak. They need to like ride this out as much as they can. But the bigger part is they're having so much fun. Like, the vibes are incredible.
Yeah, they believe.
they got Pivetta and Rodriguez. He's only 28 years old, so like these guys could be entering their prime. Is Pivetta taking that step that everyone's kind of always said he might take? I'm not so sure about that. Eovaldi, when he's healthy, is like a guy. So like, if he can stay healthy, like there's no reason to think he won't be, a top pitcher.
I mean,
and then Sale coming back is the biggest question mark. Like, is Sale going to come back and be fucking Chris Sale? Because if he is, if the bullpen is pitching the way they've been pitching, I mean, we could be looking at a team, like you're saying, a surprise team. It's just so hard for me to buy into it right now. I get what you're saying about the record, and then they can coast the rest of the way. But
in this series, their bullpen was really good.
Yeah.
They in the first 3 games, they won all 3 games. They pitched 8 innings, I believe. Allowed 0 earned runs. The bullpen.
Yeah,
So-
Carrabba's had a Jakey Butterknife tweet of sorts. A couple guys in the Sox pin like 24 innings, 0 earned runs. So hey, man, good for them. If they
Barnes, yep.
if they get some pitching, Darwinzon, I believe, Whitlock, the Rule 5 guy from the Yanks. How about it, Sox?
Well,
yeah, I know.
Stay in there, Trev. What's going on with your Twinkies?
I was gonna stay with the Red Sox.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were moving.
It's okay.
What do you got in the Red Sox?
Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna schedule watch a little bit. 4 games with the White Sox at home. Survived that. Blue Jays, they got 2, and then it's Seattle for 4, Mets for 2, Texas for 4, Detroit for 3, and Baltimore for 4. That takes you through early May.
Well,
I mean, those are a couple of those teams are the bottom feeders. So if the Red Sox can keep the energy up and keep just racking up a couple dubs, they will force Heim's hand. Like, get Sale back.
The April schedule.
I will say that June. I mean, I'm never the schedule guy, but June is Houston, Yankees, Houston, Toronto, Atlanta, KC, Tampa, New York. So like June is going to be June. We're going to find out about the Red Sox, and I wouldn't be shocked if they're in it and you got that good baseball juju, baby. Keep going.
15-8 was a 17 Yankees record in April. Then they lost, losing record in June, losing record in August, barely 500 in the other 2. 2 good months. Win you that wild card.
Trev, your Twins?
To be honest with you, I mean, their pitching has been okay. Their hitting's been okay. They just haven't been able to get those wins. I think they've lost a lot of really close games. I haven't done a huge deep dive on this. You kind of caught me off guard there a little bit, Jim. But I think I read a tweet that they've played, 6 or 7, 2 runs or fewer close games, and have pretty much lost them all. So I'm sure if I look up their run differential, how do I find that right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, Pineda had a really good start. Finally gave him the bullpen the ball in the 8th inning. They put Robles out there, and he goes hit by pitch, stolen base, walk. And they brought Rogers in.
Some saves.
Verdugo, I think we said this when the trade happened, that Verdugo is going to be loved in Boston, and I think he is very loved right now. Made a game-saving catch, big 3-run double.
Awesome home run.
Yeah.
Just like beautiful.
I wanna go at Jeff Passan just a little bit here. I love to do that.
Yeah.
Jeff put out a tweet 9 hours ago talking about the first place teams in the American League today are the Boston Red Sox, the Kansas City Royals, and the Seattle Mariners, just like everyone thought it would be.
Classic.
9 hours ago puts that at 2:15 in the morning. Is that? He. Wait a minute. Does that make sense?
It could be 115
at
for him because
215?
he's in the middle of the country.
115. Well,
Maybe he's traveling.
I took a picture of the standings.
Mm.
Should I get that in there?
Yeah.
And that was at 10:04 Eastern. So I had the idea for that tweet
Oh.
before Jeff did, but then I started
Oh.
watching Handmaid's Tale with my wife and I forgot to tweet it out. So Jeff, I had you, bro.
Season
I had
1.
you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, season 1.
Sad show.
It's not a happy show. And
Don't nudge your wife and say like, "This is pretty cool, huh?"
Mm.
I don't. She's the one that picked this show out, and I've actually only watched like half of season 1. I've just kind of like dozed off doing other stuff, but it's intense, bro. And like
Season
people
2
saying
opens
that
at
the
Fenway.
Parallels.
No parallels.
Well, not
Parallels.
really, but you can make the parallels between what's going
If
on.
things were 1,000
now
times
and
worse, this is how it'd be. Oh, it's a parallel.
It's the mask thing, and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Anything else jump out
Fuck it, Jeff.
in the AL here? I thought you were gonna make fun of his tweet because it's 10 days in, but then you said you were gonna do the same tweet.
Mm.
But I didn't do it because it is 10 days in. I'm on record as
Like,
saying
if
I don't
someone-
care about
if
the
someone
standings
would've
until 2
said,
months in.
Like Passon, and we love Passon. He's a friend.
Yeah,
but
I'm just
if
messing.
someone would have said like, "Hey, 10 games into the season, these are going to be the people in first place," we would have said, "Oh yeah, sure, okay, it's 10 games into the season."
Sorry about your tweet, Trev, that you didn't tweet.
Blue Jays playing in Dunedin. They walk
Doing
off
it.
game 3. What's that?
They're doing it.
Doing it. Yeah, Yankees
Go
are
Bichette.
Yankees are dead as
yeah.
hell. Like I had some Blue Jays fans in our like live chats and our reactions that were like, "How do you guys look worse than us?" Like I don't think it was impressive baseball at any point in the entire series. But the Blue Jays won, and their hitting's good.
Man, the whole East. I mean, Blue Jays are under 500, 6-7. Yankees are 5-7. Rays are 5-8. Like those, none of those teams are kind of happy with their results right now.
The Rangers taking 3 or 4 from the Rays is kind of interesting.
Trev, you were there.
Yeah, I mean, I saw 6 innings of baseball, so take that for what it's worth. I mean, when I was there, who's the I don't even know the guy's name. I'm so sorry. Arihara?
Yeah.
Got his first win.
Shut
I
him
think.
down.
Yeah.
Shut him down. A lot of ground balls, a lot of weak contact. Nobody was hitting the ball hard. And the Rays had a lefty out there that was actually throwing decently. And then when I left, I think they gave up some runs right after that. But they kind of looked look, the Rays lineup isn't like a great lineup. We always talk about that. Sure, they put them in positions to succeed, and sometimes that works out, or a lot of the time it works out. But there's going to be stretches where they don't hit the ball. And right now, I mean, that series is one of them.
Yeah, Dane Dunning shut him out too. He went toe-to-toe with Glass now. We'll be talking about him later. Well, I mean, he only pitched 4. And then our dude Hearn came in and had 3 good innings. Hearn struck out 7 over 3?
Hearn Hunch.
And he got fined $100 for being late on the bullpen train. I texted Gibby the video.
Yeah,
You outed him?
that's messed up, dude.
Yeah, of course I did. That's my job
It's
to make
messed
sure these
up.
rooks understand what's going on.
Fuck, man.
Messed up, bro. That's my guy.
People on Twitter did not like that tweet. Like literally nobody liked that tweet. I felt like another personality that I always make fun of. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
Wow.
That's okay.
Hearn, 13 Ks and 8.2. Our guy.
He's a big dude.
Big boy.
Yeah, I
Like,
hit
when
a
I went
homer
up
off
to him
him.
and said hi. He's big. Yeah.
I hit a homer off him
Tried not to take a picture next to him.
over the driveway. Got him.
Deep.
No big deal, Jim.
Yeah.
Punched him. Whoops.
Do you guys really want me to go over this interleague series that happened?
Yeah, but I feel like we missed some teams in the AL, and I don't want fans to be getting
Okay.
mad at us. The Astros stuff's pretty wild, and really good job by Casey Mize, Boyd, and Fulmer. Guys I always rip on. They're pitching well. Greinke gave up a lot of earned runs. I think his slider didn't perform well, and they asked him, like, how do you feel about your slider? And he was like I never want to throw it again. That was his answer. It's like, I love Greinke.
Funny guy. Funny guy. Yeah. Astros fan, I don't know if resident Astro fan Quentin is in the chat, but what is going on? Because they got COVID stuff, and it's a lot of dudes. I don't know if they got the shot and they're not feeling well, or if they like fully got it, but
Do they just
Jimmy, you mentioned it.
test positive, no symptoms? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's Jordan Alvarez, Altuve, Bregman, Maldonado, Robel, Garcia. But I don't know if these dudes are out. Bregman, Altuve, Alvarez. It's a heart of a lineup.
They really wanted the game to get canceled. They said that McCullers was pitching with like shaky legs. Like Dusty was like he was wobbling out there. Like he couldn't even stand. Like the team's sick. So it'd be really funny if they were like, let's get our shots right before the Tigers come into town. Who gives a shit?
Sounds like that's what happened.
Or something else happened. They all got it. I have no idea. So maybe jokes aren't the best. But Hinch comes and sweeps his old team. A little bit of a storyline there.
Yeah.
A little bit. What about the Mariners?
Stay in it,
I'm looking at
Tigers.
what are the Mariners doing well? Because they're hitting okay. I mean, not really. They're 103 OPS plus.
I think they're playing the Orioles.
But they're I mean, they have I don't know.
If I was to say like what did they do well this week, I would say they played the Orioles.
The Orioles. Trev, I know you love a good run differential. Astros are the only team with a positive one in the AL West. The 8-5 Mariners are -8. A lot of positive in the AL Central. Royals, Indians, White Sox, Twins. Those standings are hilarious right now. I hope that division turns into a little bit of a spit show, but we'll see. And the Red Sox +23, man.
Orioles have not won a 9-inning game in their last 10 games.
Ouch.
They have 2 wins in their last 10 games. One was 11th inning against the Yankees win, and the other was walk-off in a doubleheader 7-inning game. So, yeah, I'd say what the Mariners did really well was played the Orioles.
Haniger's off to a good start, which is good for him. Seager's off to a good start. And then
Sheffield had a good outing.
the pitching, I think Marco Gonzalez had a bounce back. He needed that. We'll talk about that in Slump Watch later.
The fact they were searching for what they're doing well is funny to me because they are leading the AL West and they're not doing anything particularly well. It's just, one of those things where 2 weeks into the season.
Hey,
still.
Will Vest, 8.1 innings. How about a 108 ERA?
Can I make a
Will
point
Vest?
going back to the NL real quick? Just real
Really
quick.
quick.
Wow.
before we do the interleague.
Super quick. Because I'm about to do interleague, so it kind of plays,
Yep.
okay? Dodgers last night. Did we talk that series?
Isn't that you?
Like a little bit. They swept the Rocks.
Okay,
Nobody
so
cares.
this is part
Dude,
of
it's
this
so,
recap.
it's so funny that ESPN and all the major outlets only talk about like the teams that are like the Dodgers because obviously that's where the money is, and like even our analytics kind of show that. But for us, we like never talk about the Dodgers because they're so
They're so
they're
good.
so
What do you
good. There's not
say?
much to say. Makes me blow my mind how like the major networks can like figure out what to say. They're just good. and
last night they didn't have Bellinger's hurt. They didn't have Betts in the starting lineup. They didn't have Seager in the starting lineup. And I'm just thinking about that bench. You have Seager, you have Betts, you have Gavin Lux. You didn't use your closer or your setup guy last night at all, and they still win 7-5. Homers by Turner and Muncy. Like, this team is just a freaking machine. B lineup, you go out there and score 7 freaking runs, and David Price is closing out the game on Jackie Robinson Day. It was just like, I looked at the box score and I was like, this is fucking crazy, man.
McKinstry, I know we mentioned him before because of the mustache. He's playing some good ball. And I forgot to say this last episode I wanted to. He was a 33rd round pick. I know we haven't done MLB draft stuff in a while about reducing this draft and stuff, but hey, this is one of those stories. So good for him, and the Dodgers are sickos.
Dude, I mean, look at that lineup. So Turner was a free agent minor league sign. He's hitting second. He's a stud. Muncy was a free agent minor league sign. He's hitting third for them. Will Smith, the catcher, was like another late round 20 or 30th round pick. He's hitting fucking cleanup for them. I mean, want to talk about player development? We're talking about player development right now. Freaking Dodgers, man.
I found out what the Mariners are doing well.
Defense.
Consistency in the top of the lineup.
Wearing their jerseys.
All 13 games, Haniger leads off, France bats second, Seager bats third. Every single game. They have not rotated that at all. Haniger 956 OPS. France, 823 OPS. Seager, 860 OPS. So those three guys at the top of the lineup are doing it.
Baby.
And as you know, Trev, because you tell me, consistency helps. So good job, Scott.
Consistency is key. Trev has that tattooed on his ribs.
No.
I think I do. I have Chris Rose texting me that he needs to see me in 5 minutes. Forgot about
Oh, you forgot to tell him. Tyler Wade has that tattooed right here.
I'll hit that's confidence is key, right?
Confidence, yeah.
Who's gonna go on with
I'll ask Wingnut.
Yeah. Trev, why don't you tell us what happened in the Interleague, all of the Interleague series and all the big Interleague games this past week. On your mark, get set, go. Oh, wow.
I'm waiting for music.
Yeah, me too.
Mm.
I'm always waiting. We're all waiting. And we have it.
Buckle up. It's going to be a long one. The A's visiting the Diamondbacks. Game 1, Bassett versus Bumgarner. Bassett comes out 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Bumgarner not looking too hot out on the mound. 4.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. He has 5+ earned runs and 13.2 innings pitched in both starts this season. Chapman finally gets 3 hits, comes off the slide a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute, I'm sure. Hits the home run. Lowry just going off. Second game, Luzardo and Gallen both start. Gallen making his season debut. Doesn't go very well. Or it does go really well. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Luzardo did not go too hot. 2.2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Lowry stays hot with a 3-run homer in the 7th to tie the game. And then Seth Brown, go-ahead home run in the 8th. And Laureano just stealing bags. He's got 8 of them already. That's actually kind of crazy. What a stat that is. Athletic sweep. Yes, this happened on Monday and Tuesday, and we're talking about it on Friday. It's a little crazy, but that's the only interleague game that we have. Jim, wrap that music up right now, please.
Trev got
That was nice.
2 games. 2 games. Luzardo, not good.
Jed Lowry is doing it. Jed Lowry is doing it, guys. Mets fans got to be upset about that because he went there, didn't play at all because he was hurt. They called him a bum. They said he stinks. Well, it turns out he was just a little injured, guys.
Yeah.
That happens.
Luzardo not
Well,
having a
doing
good
it.
start to the season. He has an 8.31 ERA. He's allowed 12 earned runs. Not good. Bumgarner. Ooh, yikes. Yikes. Can I remind you guys, this is Bum's second year with the Diamondbacks, right? In the shortened season, he has a 6.48 ERA in his 9 starts. He's pitched 3 games right now. He's allowed 17 earned runs. He leads the league in earned runs allowed in those 3 starts. And can I remind you that he signed a $85 million 5-year contract with the Diamondbacks?
Yeah.
So 4.5 years left with a limited no trade clause. He has 5 teams on his list that he will accept a trade to those teams. I have no idea who they are. But good golly, Miss Molly. That's some French Jake always speaking. This might get uglier.
I got a couple important.
I don't even fault the Diamondbacks for signing him. I mean, I guess
Whoa,
it looks
wasn't
really
the
bad
reaction
now.
like that's way too much money?
It was a lot of money, but I think that year before, like, Mad Bum was fun. It was almost like he was refiguring it out without his electric stuff. In 2019, 34 starts, a 3.9 ERA, which, you know, nothing crazy, but teams do pay
that
for
was
that.
the highest of his career. Yes.
Teams do pay for that kind of pitcher, though. But, yeah, I mean, he's just been off the goddamn ledge. He's 12 starts, a 7.64 ERA. Like, they didn't expect this in any world.
Yeah.
You know how I always say, like, sometimes teams will pay a guy like this. I mean, how old was he when he signed this deal? He was 30 when he signed the deal. So they said, okay, you can pitch to your 35. You look like you're one of those guys. A lot of miles on that inning because he spent a lot of time, you know, during the regular season on the mound and the postseason. Got those extra innings on there. But I always say, look, they sign guys like this to be a mentor for some of their young guys, and it might even be worth it to overpay a little bit. Is he that kind of guy that's going around sharing information? Doesn't really, in my mind, I don't see him doing that. I could be completely wrong.
Never met him.
Never met him. Never heard the
I
story.
don't hear any reports on that. Like all you ever hear about Garrett Cole is he's helping everybody out.
Garrett
He's
Cole's the
doing this,
pitching
he's
coach.
doing that.
Garrett Cole's the pitching coach.
When
of
Larry
the New York
Rothschild
Yankees.
was the pitching coach, he was really Boone's right-hand man. Like anytime they showed Boone in the dugout, Larry Rothschild was standing right next to him, and you were like, okay, there's a bench coach, but Larry's really the second in command here. Now it's Garrett Cole. It's not the pitching coach. They show the dugout, it's Garrett Cole, like in Boone's ear. He's
the Yankees
pitching coach.
Yeah, I don't get that vibe from old Madison, and that's a little bit disappointing. Maybe that'll change. Maybe he will end up being a good influence and helping guys out, but the performance has definitely not been there.
I've got a couple important things. One, it's a story that a lot of other people are talking about, so I guess we should mention it. The whole Jed Lowry thing and the knee stuff with the Mets, that's another one of those whoa.
I've missed all of that. Can you explain it?
The Mets told Jed Lowry not to get knee surgery, and he needed it, and so now he left, he got it, and he's playing great baseball.
Why'd they tell him not to get it? They just thought he could survive without it?
I haven't deep dove. I mean, the whole thing seems Metsy as a Getsy. A lot of people, Eno's been on it, a few other people, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those bizarre things that, I don't know, when you look into how organizations are actually run, it's what?
Yeah.
That segued into Jed Lowry's off to a great start this year, which is really cool and happy for Jed Lowry. I went to click on his baseball reference to get the actual numbers, and I accidentally clicked on Peanuts Lowry, the outfielder third baseman from 1942.
Penis Lowry?
Peanuts.
Okay.
The snack. Not
Are you saying penis or peanuts?
Not the snack, but yeah, Jed Lowry off to an incredible start. 348, 977 OPS. In those days, we did a whole conversation of, will they get back to 500? They're 6-7. Good weekend. They could be back over the hump.
I love Jed. Jed is one of those guys that helps out the younger guys. He is one of those guys that's like an extra hitting coach, a mentor. And so, if Mets fans think that he was a guy that's just going to go collect a paycheck and be hurt on purpose and not try to come back from something, he's not that kind of guy. So I'm happy he's back in Oakland. He's 37 years old doing it, man. Stanford boy, he's a smart one.
Oh.
But, Bo Mel loves Cal guys and Stanford guys. We all know that.
We all know it.
Peanuts got his nickname because his grandfather used to describe him as no bigger than a peanut. Or because actress Thelma Todd reportedly gained his good behavior by promising to buy him some peanuts.
Gained his good behavior?
Yeah, it's another way of saying bribed. If you're good, I'll get you peanuts later today, when he was a little kid. It's a little too clever of a sentence, I agree.
Peanuts Lowry.
Real name Harry Lee, and that went out the way
at
that time period in the U.S.
All right.
There you go.
That's the Interleague.
Thanks, Trev.
Thanks, Trev.
That was huge.
Bum's been bad. Let's go into the personal performances, and this is brought to you by our good friends at Cushy Dreams. They sent us some more of their pre-rolls. Trev, I think did you what show did you light up? Was that Talking Baseball?
JJR?
Those on Talkin' Yanks, you burned for a burn.
Burn for a burn.
Jake smoked one in the studio here. Cushy Dreams Extraordinary CBD Rich Hemp flavor comes in 1/8 ounce cans and pre-rolled joints. 420's coming up, Trev.
It is.
We're going to be going to the Yankees-Braves game with Peter Moylan and Kelsey Wingett.
Yeah.
High AF or what?
Oh, people always say that. You haven't met Peter Moylan yet? You're going to love him. He's a walking joint.
Expect to get a jealous of your happiness text is all I say.
Yeah.
I'll be at Disneyland, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Happiest place on earth, so.
Yeah, if you're sick in the head.
Cushy
Dreams, cannabis that ships discreetly to you and directly to all 50 states. They offer specific indica and sativa strains. They deliver desired effects. Relax, create, hustle.
Party.
They got some new flower, too. Thanks to a fresh harvest, they have eighths of their best indoor indicas and sativas with their ultra premium line. As always, they have full gram pre-rolls. What's new is 5 packs of half-gram pre-rolls and a great new website. Love a new website. You tell me, like, yeah, they got a new website.
Yeah.
You know that companies put a lot of time and effort into that. I'll go check that shit out. What you got? Go to Cushy Dreams, KUSHY.dreams.com. At checkout, use promo code BASEBALL for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code BASEBALL for 20% off. P Festival, second P of the episode.
Ooh. Do you guys remember when you smoked Cushy Dreams in the alley? Like how badass.
We're
that
doing it
was?
again, like
again.
tomorrow or Monday.
Badass.
Yeah, it's badass.
Chasing Cushy Dreams.
Smoking in the alley. All right, next up, Standout Performances.
Standout Performance.
Jake, you get to go first.
What?
For real, not a joke.
Boys,
Yeah,
couple things.
yeah,
As mentioned,
yeah,
got pretty crossfaded last night.
yeah.
Just out of town, me and Noodle, just grinding.
Epas and gummies.
What were you drinking
Just
on?
grinding. A little whiskey. A little
Oh,
whiskey.
wow.
So, yeah.
Ooh, whiskey and weed.
Dad was back in the game, baby.
What were you watching?
Felt good. All of it.
How were you? How were you imbibing?
Games.
How were you imbibing the whiskey?
Imbibing?
Yeah,
I was drinking it.
yeah.
So
Straight, mixed.
follow up to that. On the rocks. On our rock.
What is this,
ideally.
Mad Men or something? You're drinking just
It's the only masculine
Scott?
thing about me. Anyways, so woke up still feeling pretty good, and just out of town, so I forgot I had to take Noodle out this morning, so I was running a little late. So you guys kind of beat me to the sheet and took the good ones. There was a guy on here I kind of wanted to talk about anyways this episode, and he was lights out, and he deserves to be talked about. Trevor Bauer, you guys might know him from internet fame. He does some media stuff. Just a casual 7 innings pitch, 0 earned runs, 9 Ks, only 1 hit. We forget sometimes there's a lot of other stuff, but man, his good is about as good as anybody else's good in Major League Baseball when he's right. Was remembering that playoff start last year and like how nasty that was to the point that it became a no fun game. But Bauer with the great start, and something that I've been trying to pump is more guys need to do signature stuff. I'm for that on the field. I want stuff that kids can do when they're playing wiffle ball in the backyard and t-ball. He got one of the pitch ninja swords, and he put the sword away in its sheath on the mound. I know it's a little hokey, but baseball's fun.
What do you mean he put a sword away? Like just an invisible sword?
So do you know the swords that pitch ninja does?
The swing, a check swing.
Yeah, like a check swing.
Yeah.
So he got one of those strike
Oh,
three.
he induced one.
He induced one, and then he...
Yeah. The way you stated it was, I thought Pitching Ninja was selling like swords
No.
because he uses that a lot, and then he bought one, and then he like took it out of his
There
pocket.
was
and put it away.
no actual sword on the mound. He tucked an invisible sword.
that might be coming
into
up
the
now that you
sheath.
mentioned it.
But I like that, man. Like, have fun with it. You're not... That shouldn't... Hitters, we talk about pitchers being soft. That a hitter shouldn't be embarrassed by that. Like, let the pitchers have a little bit of fun. Let the kids, when they're playing wiffle ball and they get their buddy on one of those in the backyard, do the same thing so they can have fun playing this game. So, Trevor Bauer, nice performance. Have fun.
I will say this. Look, he's one of the guys who I don't think would be upset if a hitter hit the homer and then put the sword in the sheath, because that's coming.
Yeah.
It better.
Yeah.
Like, hitter in MLB, when you take Bauer up top, put the sword in the
Cross
sheath.
home
please.
plate. Put the sword back.
Yeah,
in.
Please
Or
do
take it
that,
out.
okay?
The Red Sox, and unsheathing all the arrows was some of the cooler response to a personal thing going.
Yes.
When
Well, that one Trout and
who was
Pujols
that?
did
Was that
with
Rodney?
Fernando Rodney shot one in the Angels dugout, and then Trout and Pujols did it together the
but
following
I
day.
didn't like that. I like that. But the Red Sox, I think it was Johnny Gomes.
Unsheathing, yeah.
He just unsheathed.
That's good.
What's that thing called?
Oh, the
Emptied the
basket.
quail or something like that.
Ooh, there is a term
Yeah.
for
I think it was
yeah.
emptying the quail. Like
Quill.
you're out of
Quill.
fucking arrows. now.
Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quill. That was cool. I like when the things do that. I don't think anyone cares. Did you hear his press conference, Trev, about
Oh,
the
yeah.
sticky stuff? Because if you didn't hear this, I think it's worth sharing with the audience and with you.
I heard it. You can play for the audience.
It's long, so I'll dance around. But in response to the article that mentioned that MLB took his balls, and I had told you guys what Bob Melvin said, that they were just collecting them to take data. Quiver. Emptying the quiver. There you go.
Gossip bloggers writing stuff and having no clue about the actual rule, or actually knowing the rule but intentionally writing something without going investigating. I don't know what the hell that report was about. Basically, so I can explain to everybody what the actual rule is, MLB is just collecting baseballs to do a study. Like, they're not doing anything with them. No one's under investigation, or no one's like, just these gossip bloggers just out here writing stuff to try to throw water on my name or whatever. I don't know. Just personal vendettas, I guess.
Did anyone with MLB reach out to you, or you reach out to them?
He's correct, man. Like, and what's not correct is that MLB clearly told, when they went around spring training, clearly told the clubhouses, yes, we're sending balls to labs, but we're not incriminating anyone on what we find. All we're doing is collecting data to see what substances you guys are using, so we can try and find a substance that everyone can use in the future. Very clear. We've had 2 people now come out and say that, and like be very calm and confident that that's what's happening. But MLB told the public, or whoever's feeding writers, or the way the writers inputted into their heads and then outputted it for the masses, was that they were like going to suspend people if they find funny shit on the balls. And it's very clear, because game 1, opening day, every pitcher that uses sticky stuff was just using it, didn't give a fuck. So it's very clear MLB told all the clubhouses, don't worry, we're not going to punish anyone. We're just collecting data, which the fact they told the clubhouses that but not the public is ridiculous. Like, come on, have some transparency one time. And now you have a lot of writers like writing just wrong stuff.
Yeah, I agree, Jim. I mean, it's funny. He clearly, like, in my mind, TB had like a notepad, like, what am I going to talk about in a press conference? And he like had gossip blogger, underlined it twice, and was like, okay,
That's good.
I'm going with that. Gossip blogger. But, you know, MLB could save a lot of money and then maybe just give it to me. I'll tell them what people are using. I mean, I literally know what people are using. They could just save a lot of time and money. Just ask around the league.
Formal application.
They'll tell you what they're using.
Formal application to go to the MLB lab. Love
It's
to
incredible.
see what we're doing.
Oh my God.
There's no MLB lab. They don't have a lab. What's going? I don't know what's going on.
It's just a guy doing a lick test.
There was yeah. Seriously.
Mr. Torrey,
There
lick
was-
this ball.
There was one of the more prominent people in baseball, active players, in my DM, sending me pictures of pitchers using like pine tar or whatever they're using. Not pine tar, like their substance. Like, sending me, like, this is a hot button issue, and like, it's MLB's just gonna screw it up again.
No.
They're gonna screw it
But
up again.
maybe they just like it. But yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, that press conference by Bauer was great. I mean, he's using the gossip dig because he knows that hurts hard.
Yeah.
Hard. He does.
But
exactly.
he knows it hurts hard because in this scenario, they're just gossiping. Like, MLB isn't going to incriminate anyone or like act on it. P Festival, third P.
Might be a third P.
Third P in the
I'm
show.
starting to get worried.
I've never seen this happen before.
It's
guys. Is this a new
No,
thing?
no.
We're okay.
Not a third P?
No, I've peed 3 times.
Okay. Has
Okay.
P'd 3 times.
There have been 3
But this
Ps.
wasn't one of them.
I choose to receive the kickoff.
So in this case, it is a gossipy because they're writing that, you know, MLB's taking this to the lab to, you know, punish people when it's very clear we had a manager and a player be like, no, that's not. And we've had every pitcher that uses it not try to hide it any bit. So it is a bit gossipy.
A little bit.
It is. And you wouldn't expect it from some of the guys that are being gossipy, in my opinion.
I think they thought it would just go kind of over the radar, under the radar, over the radar. Who the fuck says that, Jake?
What are you talking about?
Who do you guys have as good baseball players?
I have Glass now as my standout performance.
Colleague.
7.2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 14 Ks, 2 hits, 0 walks, which I love the 0 walks. He's a tall dude, and it takes the taller guys like that. It takes them a while to get that consistency in that location. He added a third pitch. If anyone was with us during the playoffs last year or at any time last year, I was pretty adamant that he's not going to be successful if he just stays with the 2-pitch repertoire. And he added this third pitch, and I've talked about it, and he's just using it a lot. He's in this game, he threw 59% fastballs. He threw 23% sliders. That's the new pitch. He didn't have that. And 19% curveballs. So you almost have 20% with 3 different pitches. I chose like a random start from last year to see at the same date, his third start of the season last year, 68% fastballs. So even if you throw 100, Trev, guys can sit on it if it's that high, if it's 70, like near 70% of the time. So his third pitch, not only does it give a third pitch and you can't just be a guess hitter on him, but now you can't sit fastball as easily as you can anymore. And it's performing really well, and he's pitching really well. 60%, where was it? No. He had a 50% whiff rate on the slider.
Damn.
Yeah. No, it was really good outing. I love him now because he has a show on our network, and I've listened to him talk, and he's like real cool, chill guy. But dominated.
Yeah.
Career ERA 4.20.
Ooh. I've mentioned it multiple times, Jim. 2-pitch pitchers, man, you can pick them apart. Like, they have to have both working, or else you're going to be able to sit on one of them. I mean, that's deductive math right there. Is that right, BBD? Did I use that word right?
Deductive math pod?
I think so.
Yeah.
Fucking yes. But, you add the third pitch in, you add a new wrinkle in, and it's really surprising, not surprising, which kind of, it's more of like makes me sick to my stomach, is that there was another article, not by a gossip blogger, but by Saris, out talking about all the new pitches. People just fucking make up new pitches on a whim now, and it's actually makes me a little bit upset because that's just not fair. You think, hey, I've seen a guy 10 times, 12, 15 times. I got an idea of what he's got. And then boom, he just adds a new pitch because they got the slow-mo cam and they can, I mean, it's crazy to think that pitchers can do that so quickly now. It just, to me, it didn't used to happen like that. Every once in a while you'd have like, hey, Mariano showed me how to throw his cutter and, whatever. Like, sharing knowledge has been around for a long time, but being able to practice it the way they practice it now and develop new pitches like as quickly as they can, that's tough for hitters. It's tough.
Correction, he did have 1 walk. Our stat sheet says 0. I checked the actual one, had 1 walk.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a bad call.
Oh, it was awful.
In my opinion. Last 3 years with the Rays, Tyler Glasnow, 26 starts at 2.55 ERA. Pretty good. And it looks like he might be taking it to another level.
He struck out the side in the first, then he struck out the side in the third.
Whoops.
It's nuts.
Trev, who you got?
Mine was pretty easy. I snuck in here. I think somebody took Bauer first.
Nope.
And then I said, I'm going to take Rodón. Let's talk about the guy's no-hitter. Yeah. I tuned in for the last 4 outs of it. Just an incredible performance. And I talked about this a little bit with Rosie after it happened. But it was a cool situation because they were up 8-0. So there was no real like, hey, we need to win this game. Like, if somebody gets on base, he's going to be taken out. Like, this was his freaking game. Tony La Russa, old school manager, would have let him pitch to 170 pitches probably. But in the 9th inning, he had over 110 innings pitched, and the guy's pumping a hunch. His fastest velos of the night came in the 9th inning, and that is just pure adrenaline. And watching him throw, you could just tell he had everything working exactly how he wanted it to work. And that hit by pitch, man, to Perez, there's nothing he can do about it. I want people to know that. But he did exactly what he wanted to on that pitch. He threw 2 fastballs up, like 98. Perez is on him, throws the back foot slider, ends up hitting him. He was on, like, nobody was going to touch him. I know there was 1 3-1 count where he had J-Ram, and he he knew a fastball was coming. He said something like the dog in Kansas knew a fastball was coming or something like
Kentucky.
that. And J-Ram hit a laser to left field, caught obviously, but it was just really cool to see. His wife put something out on her Instagram. She said after the 7th inning, it was all gas, no brakes, and that's exactly what it looked like. This guy was on the throttle, going as hard as he could, and it showed. And after he gives up the hit by pitch, it was almost like, is this guy going to blow it now?
Well, unraveling is a very real thing.
Yeah, so he's 2 outs away from a no-hitter, and yeah, he loses the perfect game, and I think a lot of people at that point would just take a deep breath and be like, fuck, and then maybe give up a hit. He did not do that. He came back out, got the next 2 hitters, gets the no-hitter. It was such a cool performance, especially if you know his injury history. I faced the guy. I know what kind of stuff he has when he's on. I enjoyed it very much, more so than a lot of other no-hitters I've seen. There's been a lot lately. We know, obviously, Musgrove last week or whatever it was, the 9th or something like that. But this one felt special to me. I really liked it. I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it was awesome. His whole post-game press conferences were really funny. Can I call out a bunch of soft people, Trev?
Ooh.
Sure.
Some people were mad at Naylor for hustling down the line on his little swinging bunt. Like, he didn't bunt on purpose. It was a swinging bunt, and he hustled down the line and tried to be as safe, as hard as he possibly could. There's a lot of people on the internet being like, it's 8-0 game. Really? Just let him have it. That's the softest mindset. Do you know how embarrassing it is to be a team that gets no hit?
Did, like, real people have that opinion, or just, like...
A lot of
Twitter people.
No, I don't think real people, but a lot of fans in the comment section on Twitter. Like, it's embarrassing to get no hit. If he hustles and is safe, and his team doesn't go as the team that got no hit, that's awesome for the fans, for the morale of the club and all that. Like, try your hardest not to be on the team that gets no hit at all times. Now, an 8-0 bunt, I do still think I don't like that as much. But as long as it's a swing play, hustling down the line, slide and try to be safe. Like I think never ever play softer so the opposing team can get his no hitter a perfect game, because it's a bad look if you get no hit.
It is. And he's a young guy. He's trying to establish himself in the league. You're going to tell this guy not to hustle?
Yeah. Like, it's 8-0. He reaches first, doesn't make it win. It's like, yeah, but you don't want to be no hit.
Yeah.
He wants to get a hit too. Like, he wants to get a hit.
Couple things mentioned before with Glass now, bro chill. Rodón. Also bro chill. Oh my God. What's up? That was really good. You can really, this sounds dumb, but you can tell, the dudes were genuinely stoked for this guy with the injuries and apparently who he is amongst the team. Kind of just a cool guy. Everyone was so stoked for him. That was really cool to see. The story with the surgeries is nuts. I mean, he gets non-tendered. I would have to ask my White Sox fans if it's really true, but he said, he was coming back to the White Sox. The White Sox had seen how much he was rehabbing. And know who he was, and I guess he wanted to stay there, which if that's fully true, I don't know his full free agency, but that's what he said. But, I was trying to tell people this, think about what that actually means. I think he was going to make around $5.5 million. He re-signed for $3 million. That's still the Chicago White Sox telling him, hey, we're going to cut you $2.5 million short. Hope that's not a big deal. So the fact that he did that, he's looked great. His couple starts this year, like we mentioned with Joe Musgrove. Look for the next start. I hope Tony La Russa probably has him land in the 75-80 pitch range to, after coming off of those surgeries, keep that in check. And I love this. This sounds really dumb, but I love this for the White Sox and Tony La Russa. Shit like this brings a team together. It's fun. And, we were worried that, this White Sox team might not have that with Tony. And now, they're having fun. Everything we've heard from Giolito on Chris Rowe's rotation. It doesn't sound like fluff. It sounds like they're actually into this dude. So, good for the Southsiders.
They love their new pitching coach over there. They had the pitching coach that was a mainstay in Chicago for, a long time. And Katz is his name, the new guy. And he credited Katz like right away. Ethan Katz, I think is his name.
That was Harvard Westlake's pitching coach. Like he was the high school pitching coach for all those guys, and now he's
with Giolito.
back with Giolito.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Well, kudos to him. Good job. And the White Sox. Go buy a shirt. We got toe hitter shirts on the store.
You know, he did mess up. I have to bring this up. Rodón messed up after the third out in the ninth. He went and hugged Moncada.
Very interesting move.
You got to go to the catcher. Everybody knows that. I actually did a similar thing. Shout out myself, 2004, through a no-hitter in high school, and I went and like hugged somebody else, and my catcher to this day, he's one of my best friends, will not let me live that down. So,
I felt when I was making the breakdown, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, it was very awkward. They never worked a game together before.
you got to go. If you're going to throw no-hitter, pitchers that are
spring training.
You gotta go to the
He
pitcher.
did. He was, and then he also wasn't incredibly. He didn't talk about him a lot in the post game on the field. But when he did the Zoom, he was like, "I didn't shake him at all. It was perfect." Blah 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 blah. Like, so good job. He said he said something. Rodón, what he say? He said, "What's the catcher's name?" Zach Collins. He said his defense has improved a ton. He could always hit. I played against in college, but yeah, the pitch framing and blocking. Because Zach Collins was told he would never be an MLB catcher, that he would have to move to DH or first base. So that's cool.
You know what I'm curious about? I know this is going long, guys, but this is a thought in my head. It's been there for a while. I want to know the stats from like the 6th inning on of catchers catching a no-hitter. Their batting stats. Like, are they just so wrapped up in like finishing the game they don't even give a shit about their at-bats? Because I think he went 0 for 4 in that game, and it got me thinking like,
you just lost me a half the day.
I got a stats guy for you.
You dickhead.
Yeah, not Jim. Let's get somebody else on this. But I'm curious. It's got to be weighing on their minds. They probably put those at bats and say, "Who gives a shit? I need to focus."
Stats that exist but do not matter. Add.
Let's keep it going. We gotta do Slump Watch.
My least favorite segment.
Womp womp womp. Yeah, we're so packed because we kept so many people on. So we gotta take some people off Slump Watch. We're just watching these guys. BBD, can you update us on the people that have been watching?
People we've been
watching. Yeah.
Justin Hura goes 1 for 7 RBI, 3 walks.
Don't care anymore. Watch.
Yeah, like he's almost got to prove he can hit again. It's been a while since we've seen.
Off? He's so bad that he's off.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him hit in 2 years now.
Yeah, last year.
I mean,
we also need to trim the fat here. So
I want to like the guy. Led the league in strikeouts last year and hit 212.
His last 286 plate appearances, he has a 198 batting average, 287 on base percentage, 385 slugging, 79 OPS plus. So yeah, love you, Keston. Hopefully you can earn the right to be on Slump Watch again. But for right now, you're just on like not interested watch.
That's 2017 Trev stats right there. So
he's off. Next up,
Jock Peterson. He looked like he was starting to get it going last time. He had hits a few games in a row, but 0 for 8 since then.
Oh, Jock
stays on. Stay, man.
He's with the new team. He stays on. Damn, tough.
This is going to be an interesting one. Ozzy Albies this week, 2 for 11, 5 walks, and his hits are a homer and a double, 4 RBIs.
Good OBP.
He's got an 866 OPS in his last 9 games and a 350 on base percentage. He's off.
Yeah, it's not translating to batting average, but
a little monster. He's off. Congratulations, Dawson.
It's coming. Golf clap.
This is a big one. Rowdy,
my guy.
He was looking for his first hit the last time we talked, and he's gotten it. 6 for 16, homer, 2 ribbies. Only struck out 3 times in that span.
If you include the Thursday game, yesterday's game, which I know we don't,
but we can.
If you included it, it'd be shame to flame.
Yeah. Baseball's such a ridiculous sport.
Yeah, it's almost shame to flame anyway, but not really. But yeah, he's definitely
Big
off.
claps.
And that was a breaking the seal off.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have a hit all season, so it might just keep flooding now.
BBD breaking the seal. Flooding.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were talking about the animal.
Yeah, there'll be another one before the end of the episode. Aaron Hicks only played 2 games since we last discussed him. 3 for 8. One of the hits was a double.
He's like kind of off. He's only hitting from the right side right now, which is kind of, the pain of being a switch hitter. And Hicksy's normally a bigger threat from the left side. I mean,
has he dabbled in that before? Like he's done that before, right? He gave up one really quickly, or is that somebody else?
Not him, I don't think. But
unless it happened in the
Somebody else
minors or something.
I'm just not interested in this one anymore.
yeah, I mean, he's technically 3 for 8. I hope it's coming around.
There's not a reason that
Off.
league-wide fans need to track this.
3 for 12.
Tiny clap.
Matt Chapman breaking out. 5 for 15 this week. Homer, triple, double, 5 ribbies.
Ooh.
5 RBIs?
Yep. Homer the night we almost picked him in the Homer draft.
And he's hot. Get him off that
He just played 2 games, right? Yeah.
In these stats,
Well, yeah. Well, we only do it on the series, so he was 4 for 10. So yeah, he's almost
Still
shamed
great.
the flame. He only played 2 games, but in those 2, he's amazing.
Still great. Good job, Matt.
Miguel Sano, the big guy. 1 for 7. The 1 is a home run, 3 walks.
1 for 7.
With the homer. 4-game
3
set. There was a
walks.
doubleheader here, so he only started 3 games. It's a 500 on base percentage this series and a 1.071 OPS. He's off. It's not his fault people aren't pitching to him.
Hitting 100 on the year.
I saw something about his hard hit, his like exit velos down, his barrels are down.
Dude, he got on base half of his plate appearances. It's not.
Off. Get him off.
I want to watch him.
You just interested?
I'm interested. He, Keston Hira led the NL in strikeouts last year. So no, the AL with a 204 batting average.
Leave him on if you want.
I kind of want to track him
Jake
a
wants
little
to
bit.
track him.
I want the big guy to get it going.
Michael Conforto. Since we last discussed, 0 for 4, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches. Before this last series, his only major contribution on the season was a hit by pitch.
He only played 2 games.
He's on.
I-
Because he's a free agent at the end of this year. We got
Another 500 on base percentage, but no hits.
I'm
He has
2
no
hits,
hits.
just 2 hit by pitch.
I mean, I want to watch him because of the whole thing.
And if he does well, he unlocks a lot for the Mets.
Yeah.
Is he the one with the hot mom, or is that
That's
Nimmo?
him.
Huge.
I need to start taking questions to guys with hot moms, like how it affects their childhood and their careers, because Teddy is gonna have
Yeah.
to deal with this.
That's
It's gonna be tough for him.
Yeah, you shouldn't have married so hot.
Idiot.
It's not my fault.
Well,
Dumb.
who else?
Paul DeYoung,
Mm.
2 for 8 with a walk, 4 Ks.
Get him off.
Yeah, take him off.
Kind of
See you,
off.
Paul.
And our last hitter that we're reviewing, Tommy Pham, 2 for 9, 3 walks.
Get him
Off.
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 That's Tommy Pham's game.
I think all 3 of the pitchers we were watching are all off.
462 on base
Freed's hurt.
percentage.
Freed gets off because he's hurt. Mad Bum gets off because
We don't care anymore.
Terrible.
No. We gotta watch the Mad Bum. I want to
But
watch.
this
Mad
isn't
Bum.
a slump.
like
He's not
sad.
slumping.
It's
He's not
just-
slumping. He's just bad.
Oh, believe me, we're gonna keep an eye
I know,
on
but it's
him.
fun
but
to watch.
He's off Slump Watch.
fun
He's
to
off.
watch.
We can make
I
a new,
can't
like last
watch
year we had
that.
Gallo watch. It wasn't Slump Watch. We were just
Yeah.
interested. We can give Mad Bum one more start, and then like
Okay.
the Diamondbacks should be saying the same thing.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Leads the league in earned runs.
Does he have like the biggest contract in Diamondbacks history? Probably, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Marco Gonzalez, he gets claps.
nice start.
Ace of those Mariners.
All right. So
Okay.
who are we adding?
Got a few guys to add. Bryce Harper, 1 for 10, 4 Ks. Jose Abreu,
Hold on. Bryce Harper, what was it?
he's 1 for 10,
With 4 Ks?
4 Ks, 1
He's
walk.
on.
Yeah, then
He's
counts.
Get it going. the timeliness. I've been watching their games.
Yeah.
Jose Abreu on a 1 for 12, although he did make that big play in the
Toe
no-hitter.
hitter and 5 walks.
5 walks.
5 walks?
Yeah, it's a 353 on base percentage, which is decent, but I mean, he only got 1 hit.
Last
He can
year's
come
MVP, leave him on.
He can come off pretty easy in one more series.
Yeah. Here's one for you, BBD.
Reeser, 1 for 10 with a walk. He was so hot before.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, that's a real one. But
Phillies
4
are
Ks.
Oh, no.
And then our friend Ian Happ, 1 for 12,
Oh,
walk, 3
no.
Ks. Check out the new episode of Sequence, though.
Is Happer hurt? I feel like he's been missing a couple games. Or I'm just reading my fantasy updates wrong.
He didn't start like 2 games, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Hap, we're rooting for you. Tough
Yeah.
series in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got good pitching.
Good pitching. No shame.
And a couple guys
Tough
close to all of our hearts. Gio Urshela goes
Yeah.
1 for 12, 2 ribbies. And Max Kepler, 5 Ks and 12 ABs, 1 for 12.
Did salvage the sweep though, Max.
Mm.
Walk-off hit.
A cutie and a hottie here.
Get better. Rooting for them to get off.
We'll watch Gio. I mean, I wonder.
He started the year slow, then he got hot briefly.
Well, he had one big game, so that's where that's one of Jimmy's favorite butter knife. If you cut out the one big game, what are his stats? And I bet they're pretty bad for Gio.
Yeah, I mean, he had 4 hits in one game. He's got 11 on the season.
Yeah,
So
not a math pod, unfortunately.
42 minus 5,
Sure. It's 37.
37. 11 minus 4,
7.
Also 7.
7 for 37. If you take out the one game, is a 189 batting average.
That's not good.
Not
That's
good.
not good. What's going on with Kep Daddy? You going to get it going?
Do I need to do a fixed kept swing? I
Oh.
don't know. It's
Sequence
early, guys. Dude,
early.
one good game.
God, Kepler's.
One good game.
It was only 3 games, but Kepler's been in the show since 2015. That's wild. Trevor Plouffe's twins. Okay.
Yep.
We cleaned up a little bit. I'm happy.
Not a
with
lot
I
of
really
offers,
don't like
which is
Watch.
interesting. Fran Mill went 0 for 13.
Hot.
And JD, after his real hotness, he went 0 for 12 plate appearances, no hits.
Sad.
That's like flame to shame.
Flame to shame.
Yeah. All right.
Who's getting Fuego today?
Poppy.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
You boys know I love the Hot Boys. We got a couple guys with Braves connections. One still doing it. Ronald Acuña Jr., he's kind of been like the storyline of baseball. People are doing some best player in the league type stuff. 7 for 16, 3 homers, triple-double. Every at-bat, it seems like he's going nut job. A couple guys with Braves connections. Adam Duvall. Hello. Hey, big spender. 7 for 14, 3 home runs, 9 ribbies. Oh, 9 ribeye steaks. Thanks, Billy Ripken. Charlie Culberson makes the list. How about it? I don't even know where Charlie's playing.
Rangers.
He's on
I
the
saw him. I
Rangers.
saw him in
You saw
person.
Culberson. Good for him. Getting some ABs. Put in that works. The Rangers need somebody to hit. Culberson's doing it. My man. Alex Verdugo, we talked about him earlier. A little 6 for 15. Some big hits. Akil Baddoo won't stop. 2 homers, 5 for 15. Mitch Haniger, mentioned him with our Marinara, 7 for 16, 2 homers. Yuli Ulai. Oh, Yuli Gurriel. 7 for 11. When he gets hot, that guy gets hot in a hurry. And Salvi Perez, baby. 8 for 16 with a homer. That's hot. The pitchers, we mentioned Rodón, mentioned Bauer, mentioned Glasnow. Jim, you mentioned Casey Mize before with his best start, 7 innings shutty. And Shane Bieber kind of got screwed. 9 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 11 Ks.
Something that Rodón said was that because Lance Lynn went complete game shutout, and then like the next day Musgrove threw his no-no, And Rodón said in his postgame, like, yeah, Lance was always telling me, like, you got 24 hours in baseball, and then no one gives a shit anymore. He goes, I go complete game shutout. 24 hours later, Musgrove goes no-hitter. He goes, Musgrove goes no-hitter. Week later, you go no-hitter. No one cares anymore. It's the fastest cycle of news going.
Crazy. Wow. Trev, who of those guys do you like?
I like Sal Perez. I just like what he does, and he's behind the dish so much, but still hits. Is there going to be a statue of Sal Perez outside of Kauffman Stadium one day?
Sure.
Probably.
Was Soto not on the Fuego list?
Soto not listed.
I think he led the league in hits this week. He's very good.
He's ridiculous.
In his last 4 games, he's got a 471 batting average, 500 on base.
That include last night.
Not bad.
Hit a few hits last night.
Yeah,
None of them
2
homers when we needed them.
Yeah. I mean, in the series, he had a 500 batting average, 533 on base percentage, so he should be on Fuego as well.
What do you do, man? What do you do with that guy?
And Akil Baddoo, we've been getting yelled
Awesome.
at for not mentioning him a lot on here, and he's pretty good.
He's been great.
Got to see it. Same with Jazz.
Sustain.
You got to see pitchers twice before anyone can say anything about you, in my opinion. Akil Baddoo.
Cool.
Good job. Time for awards.
A boom, 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 boom. Guys, I've got an award. Trev, you wish. Thick boy Trev, you're in the middle of the lineup today. Not skinny, healthy California Trev. Guys, I'm giving out the Sox Talkin Award. Classic scene from Forrest Gump. Just classic.
Can't sit here.
Sox Talkin.
So sad.
It's sad.
Can't sit here.
The Seats Taken Award is going to Mike Trout. I don't know if you boys are familiar. Center fielder for the Angels. Acuña's hot in the street right now. People are running hot on Roro. I was at the beginning of the week. I kind of kicked it off. It's not a big deal. And then everyone else jumped on the wagon. Trev, you know how it is. I discovered this Acuña guy. No, people are getting hot on Ronnie, and rightfully so. Guys, Trout was not mentioned yet this episode. Michael Trout was not mentioned this episode. Guess what kind of start he's off to this year? 381 batting average, a 509 on base, 762 slugging, a 1.271 OPS while tracking balls down in center, a 1.2 WAR. What are we, 10 games in? 12 games in for Michael? The number 1 spot is still taken, baby. It's kind of the Dodgers effect we talked about before. We're almost bored of it with Trout. He just goes. He doesn't stop. He's getting on base over half the time.
Yeah, no triples.
No triples, though. So he has flaws. We all do.
No stolen bases.
He 2 intentional walks leading the league.
That's how you know you're good.
That's how you know you're good.
Hey,
He's led
Chaz Chisholm. Get your intentional walks up.
He's led the league in intentional walks 3 times. Everyone's running hot on Ronnie. I was running hot on Ronnie. We're going to run hot on Soto because we deserve to. Mookie almost shared the award because he's been in the 2 spot. And by the way, Mookie's off to a really solid start himself. But I'm just leaving it with Mike. I mean, my God, he's a freak. 29 years old, by the way. That's nuts.
You kind of, I'm just going to go right now because you kind of just stole my thunder a little bit. Because I went with the I'm rich but severely underpaid award, and I'm going to be talking about Mr. Ronald.
Ooh, I love it.
Seats taken.
Seats taken.
Can't sit here.
I'm not saying he's the best player in baseball because we had this discussion. Me and Rosie talk a lot of baseball. We talked about this. I said exactly what you said. I said, look, Trout has been doing it for so long, and Acuña's best year OPS is one of Trout's worst years OPS.
that,
Like
Trev.
you got to put a few 1 OPS years in front of you. He's got to get the on base percentage up. Trout has a 420 ish career OBP, which is just fucking incredible. I don't think people understand how insane that is. But we're talking 2021. Yes, people like to say, people do say he is underpaid. I will give people credit for that, but the $100 million tag is still a very big tag. The Braves put it out there. I think a lot of people initially said that's a lot of money to give someone who's played 1 year in the big leagues. They look like geniuses now. 8 years, $100 million. What's that? Quick math pod. 12?
That's around there per year.
13?
Podcast cut out.
Something like that. But if you go, and I love to do this. 2021 MLB batting leaders page on Baseball Reference. Every single box where you can expand 1 through 10. If he's not already listed on the top where you can see his name, you expand the list down to 10. He's on every single damn one of them. The guy is nuts. The only ones he's not on are the ones we don't give a shit about, like singles and defensive WAR. We don't care about that. He's on every single one, usually on top. He's leading WAR with everybody. He's leading WAR with position players. He's fourth in batting average. He has the on base percentage at 492 right now. He's second in slugging, only to Byron Buxton. Look out. But he's doing everything well. Ryan Spader, our guy, we're using him a lot in our stats lately. Ronald Acuña Jr. has 51 home runs and 43 stolen bases over his last 162 games played. I need it. I need the 40-40 season out of him. It's been Bonds, A-Rod, Soriano,
Canseco?
somebody else.
There's 5.
Canseco. Yeah, I think there's 4. He could be the 5th.
So.
I need it out of him. There's not too many players in baseball that can do that. He's obviously one of them. Slow start. I think we had him on Slump Watch for like the first episode or something. Clearly he's off of that now. And if this 1 triple, so he's on the board. If this Atlanta Braves team wants to be the team that they think they are, this is the guy that has to be the guy. He's hustling now, which is kind of cool to see. He's doing everything right. I love watching him. He always does like the same celebration where it's like hands down flex kind of thing. It's a let's go, he says a lot, or vamo maybe he says. Either way, but it's been a treat to watch, man. And I think he's just coming into his own. How old is he? He's 23.
Leading the league in runs, leading the league in hits, leading the league second in doubles, 6th in triples, 1st in home runs, 3rd in RBIs. What else do we care about?
Run
stolen
score,
bases,
hits, total
he's 5th.
bases.
Batting average, like you said, he's 5th. On base percentage, he's 10th. Slugging, he's 2nd. OPS, he's 2nd.
1 sack fly.
Shout out to Ramon Laureano. He's got 8 stolen bases on the year. Stole
Keep
3. Stole 3 again this series.
Running,
next most stolen bases so far is Garrett Hampson, who's got 4.
Hampson sprint speed faster than Buxton.
My award is the Welcome to My Office award. Goes to Jesus Aguilar. He's fun to watch. And if you get yourself to first base, when Jesus Aguilar is playing first base, you are in his office, and he is going to fuck with you. He stole Dom Smith's defensive alignment card out of his back pocket. He was pulling Acuña by his jersey, just like, nope, you're not going to take that big of a lead. Nope, not that big of a lead. The other day, he threw his glove at a ball that was hit, like a single down the line. He threw his glove at it, try and stop it. And that's an automatic 3 bags if he made contact with it, so probably not the smartest idea. He's just fun, man. Like, he's bringing a lot of life. His numbers are really good as well, but it's almost like if a guy gets to first base, like, oh, let's see how Jesus messes with this guy or chats him up. He's got good season going. 333 batting average, 413 on base percentage. The slugging's not there, but those 2 numbers are. He's just having fun. And he had this little interview with Jazz Chisholm I put on here. That's pretty funny. Let me see if I can play the audio. It's like 10 seconds long.
Gotta keep going on, just coming. Say hi to the people in the Bahamas.
Hi, people in the Bahamas.
Say hi to your mom.
Hi, Mama.
Say I love you.
I love you, Mom.
Okay, let me finish. Get out of here, kid.
It's really good. It's really good. Say hi to the people in the Bahamas.
That's good.
So yeah, just fun to watch. I was watching some of the Marlins game the other day, and he was messing with Ozzy at first, and then I was like, just went on Twitter and searched Aguilar, and just found like it's just that's his office. If you want to be on first base, we always ask players like, who's the chattiest first baseman? He's just gonna punk you out.
What would you be like if you're a first baseman, Jim?
Just I was very chatty, like when I played ice hockey and stuff. Like, so I just talk. I think I just make just talk. I used to do play-by-play on the bench in hockey. Like, my line mates hated it.
I love it. He's fun to watch. I love him swinging the bat. Big boy. You know we love big boys on this show.
Huge. That's why I posted the picture of him and Ozzy standing next to each other. I just said, these guys are different sizes.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Chris Rose rotation with Rojas and Chisholm. They were talking about Aguilar a lot, and Jazz said like that's his big brother. Like that's his guy who's he's got a lot of leash. Jazz has a lot of leash with the hair and fun and doing all that. But if someone's gonna yank him back down or needs to, it's gonna be Jesus. That's really fun. Yeah, and he's slapping it around this year. And Chisholm said him and Aguilar are having their own personal home run race, and Jazz currently has him 2-0. So I'm watching that.
I wish I had the confidence of Jazz Chisholm. I mean, he's talking about being a Hall of Famer, wants to compete with Jesus Aguilar in home runs.
Never going to happen, man.
I'm all for
Your
it,
parents
man.
didn't name you Jazz.
Yeah.
I know. I got this boring name.
Chaz Chisholm.
I feel like I probably am overconfident for like what I am, but not like Jazz is like off the charts.
Jazzrado, Hermes, Arrington, Chisholm. His agent's name? Bean Stringfellow. No, I don't. It's not listed on here, I don't think.
Bean Stringfellow.
It's cool. It's cool. Like Aguilar, like got designated a few different times. Kind of has found a home with the Marlins. I like stories like that. You know, it's hard to get designated. It's hard to get your confidence back up. It's hard to go to a whole new organization and start everything over and have to prove yourself and create value for them and worth. So they want to keep you around because once you get designated, man, teams don't have, you know, a lot of stock in you that they need to, you know, keep running you out.
Unless you're a
there,
pitcher.
like your original
pitchers
team
can
does.
get designated and always come back like the David Hale story.
But they can also just continue to get designated.
Yeah, over and over.
Continue to get designated.
Yeah, constantly.
It's really tough to do as a hitter, and you know, looks like he's found a home, and people in Miami appreciate what he does in the clubhouse, on the field. So that's a good story.
Let's see who our best friend is. BBD, who is the best friend of the week?
Our best friend of the week is our best friend, Kyle Gibson. Another good start. 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 6 total base runners.
His first start, he didn't get out of the first inning. That was terrible. Since then, 13 innings pitched, only 1 earned run. So Gibby doing the damn thing. Trev, you got to see him? Or was you at the other game?
I didn't see him pitch, but he came down and said, "What's up?" before the game. He looks good in the Texas Rangers uni. Not a lot of guys do. He looks really good in it. I love the role he has there. He's kind of the elder statesman, and you couldn't pick a better guy to run your clubhouse or be one of the guys running your clubhouse. You guys know how he is. He's like an actual good guy. And I love
those
that.
guys. Leads the league in win percentage. Perfect. 1 dot. Leads the league in games started, 3. And leads the league in home runs allowed per 9. Hasn't give one up yet, okay? All-Star Gibby. People are talking.
Has a new cutter.
Trade deadline to the Yankees. People are talking.
Oh, wow. People been talking. Let's do the elevator talk as we end this episode. How long do we go today?
5
We're at an hour 49 right now.
Holy smokes. Sorry, everyone.
Wow. We got caught in the sauce today.
Elevator talk. Here we go.
You guys missed me. That's why.
That's a long fucking episode. Oh, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Holy smokes. If you find yourself in an elevator with a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, ask them how they're doing. Be nice to them.
Is everything okay?
They did just win.
Yeah.
So maybe you're like, think there's any more magic coming?
You don't want the magic.
4-2 in their last 6. Pirates are getting hot.
You can talk about. I think what you'll talk about is it going to be lighter or rocker?
Yeah, which one do you want?
This year. That's kind of
which one do you want?
I'd go rocker. I'm just saying.
They're going to face the Brewers, or the Brewers are coming to them. I'm not sure where it's being played. They're gonna get Hauser, Anderson, and Peralta, so they're not seeing Woodruff and Burns, the partners. Although Peralta's been pretty good, and Hauser been pretty good.
Beautiful ballpark
Great
in
ballpark.
Pittsburgh. I don't know if you guys know that PNC is gorgeous out in center bridge, out in center field.
What else?
Sidelines.
What are Pirates fans talking
Ian
about?
Happ from Pittsburgh.
Richard Rodriguez is closing for them. I know he was a name that was mentioned a lot in the offseason. Currently 4.1 innings, 0 earned runs, only 1 hit, 1 walk. Could be a guy on the trade block. You'll start seeing his name mentioned for every team in contention. Again, another bullpen arm.
Phillip Evans.
Sneaky coming for BBD's Phillies infield. Jacob Stallings, the catcher, having a nice start for the year. 877 OPS. Colin Moran at first, a 915 OPS. Adam Frazier at second, 855 OPS. Phillip Evans has been killing it at third, 1 OPS, waiting for Key Bryan to come back. Shortstop's kind of been a black hole because call up Cole Tucker.
Who I might be seeing.
Sex on the field.
Trev says he might be seeing Cole tonight.
Sex on the field.
Your mic went out.